Hi Tarot friends, it's Jade here with Tarot Your Truth. Welcome back to my channel. I really appreciate your spending time with me. If this is your first video that you're watching in my series, welcome. I have so far gone through all of the major arcana, and then today we're looking at the final card of the sword suit. So please do feel free to look at the rest of the cards or the rest of the videos in this series. I will link it at the end. What I do want to make clear again is that I'm not trying to teach anyone anything. This is mostly for me. One of the ways that I learn is by comparing and contrasting. And I also just really love looking at the different artwork that people have put together and different artists take on particular cards. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'll read the definition for, this is the Radiant White Spirit, by the way. So I'll read the definition for the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and I'll read that one from Melissa Sanova's Kitchen Table Tarot. I chose to, for consistency's sake, I've chose to use that particular resource as the, you know, the sort of the standard. There's a million resources, of course, but I'm not going to read the definitions for every single one of the other cards because we would be here forever and these videos are long enough. So I'm going to go through that one, and then I'll go through the different cards. We're going to look at Rider-Waite-Smith-ish decks. Then we'll look at some ancient Italian and Marseille style, and then we'll look at some Thoth. And that will be it for this particular card. So without further ado, let's have a look. Melissa Sonova, what does she say about the King of Swords? The King of Swords is a positive figure, as it's his job to keep the kingdom running. There is a balance he uses. There is a balance. He uses that sword to knight their comrades and to execute their foes. Similar to justice, he is fair, and emotion doesn't enter into his decisions very much. Intellect, quick, sometimes so very judgmental. And on the reverse side, he is terrifying, manipulative, sinister, and abrasive. All right, let's have a look at some of the other cards. So we've got the Art History for Past Lives, Fountain Tarot, Dark Mansion, the Taramuha, the King of Swords, the Modern Witch, the Hidden Realms, Shadowscapes, Santa Muerte, the Mystic Mondays, I love this one, Joie de Vivre, the Housewives Tarot. Let's have a look at what that one says. Nope, not Pentacles. King of Swords. Keywords are stubborn, judgmental, blunt. The King of Swords is a sturdy, if somewhat abrupt figure who takes charge and keeps law and order at the barbecue. He is impartial and fair, at least in his own mind, but he accepts special orders from no one. If he's grilling the burgers, well done, and you request medium rare, tough darts. When he feels he's finished cooking and ready to eat, the grill is shut off for the night, so no begging for another weenie. Though you may not understand his harsh judgments and brusque manners, this is his domain, so deal with it. The Mermaid. The Light Series. Spirit. Revelations. Everyday Witch. This one says, sometimes wisdom requires a cool head and the voice of experience. He may represent a strong male figure, but one who is not emotionally involved with you. A boss, perhaps, or a mentor who teaches but doesn't make a deeper connection. He is someone who supports you because you are in the right, or because he feels it is his duty, but it's not out of love or sentiment. That doesn't mean you can't accept the help he offers. Just don't mistake it for something it isn't. If this card is in a position where it represents you, it may suggest that you are reacting from logic or predictably or practicality, not predictably, without taking emotional issues into consideration. Or it's a reminder to keep your cool. I love this one. So in the Muse Tarot, the kings are called muses, and they're all in landscape. Enchanted Forest. Game of Thrones. Pagan Otherworlds. Mystic Manga, The Spiral, Nicoletta Chagoli, The Raven Prophecy. I love that the angel has a sword here. It's the Influence of the Angels Tarot, the vice versa, front and back. Tarot de la Nuit. What does that one say? It says, I am your leader. You must submit to my authority and laws. I don't care if you think I'm not sympathetic or sweet. This is not what I have to be. My order to you is to keep your emotions under control. Remain rational, lucid, and objective. Use your intellectual power to calmly analyze the situation. Stay fair, but also very firm. Fancy dreams or impulsive decisions are not appropriate right now. I won't tolerate childishness or inconsistency. You won't touch me with tears or complaints. Put a clear eye on the matter, and then resolve the problem without moaning. Powerful intellect, great authority, sharp mind, impartiality. Use the head, not the heart. This is what I meant about this deck. This is Tarot de la Nuit. If you've heard me talk about it before, where, you know, some of the messages you get are, I mean, they're always giving you helpful advice, but sometimes, you know, like that, in that case, it's tough. It's a bit of tough love. The Gilded. Wildwood. All right, so that's it for the, oh no, one more, sorry. I had it at the back. So the next World Tarot is the last of the Rider-Waite-Smith-ish decks. All right, let's go to the Ancient Italian and Marseille style. So this is the Minchiata Etruria. Marsiglia Classico. Valentina Visconti. The Ancient Italian. Where did my book go? Here it is. Okay, let's see what that one says. Graduate, lawyer, judge, dialectic man, expert, intelligence at work, planned decisions. He looks pretty serious. Tattoo Tarot. Marshmallow Marseille. 1JJ. Solabusca. Tarot of the Master. Tarot Classic. And let's see what that one says. I love how his epaulets are faces. I have to look into what that means. Anyway, so the divinatory meaning. An active and determined person, experienced, authoritative, controlled, commanding, a professional man, lawyer, doctor, engineer, highly analytical, justice, force, superiority, a person having many ideas, thoughts, and designs. On the reverse side, a person who may pursue a matter to ruin, cruelty, conflict, selfishness, sadism, a dangerous or wicked person, one who causes unnecessary disturbance and sadness, perversity. Interesting. Okay. And here is the Visconti Sforza. All right. And then the paradoxical version of Trionfi della Luna. Okay, and then we get to the Thoth-based decks. And this one here is the Handel Tarot, so Ra, Sun God. And let's see what that one says. So this would be the Father of Swords in the South. Okay. The divinatory meaning says dominant, autocratic person, delegating authority to others, strong, creative intellect, fairness. On the reverse side, tyrant, a person jealous of personal power. So those are very, very similar to the meanings for the other decks. And then we've got the, let's just make sure, yeah, so in this case, the King's in the Millennium Thoth and the Crowley as well, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, you know what? Okay, so I had confused the, I'd mixed up the Queens and the King. So this was the Queen. If you saw my previous video, you saw that mess up. I apologize. Anyway, so the Knight of Swords is actually the King for the Thoth. And what that says is using your mind to craft new ideas, lead the charge of a situation, speak with clarity and authority. And on the reverse side, having an unsympathetic nature, abusing your power for personal gain, passing judgment without having heard all the sides. So definitely a bit of a nuance from this, but again, you could say that would also be the mark of a tyrant, right? Not really listening, just taking your own ideas into perspective and not others. Yeah, that's not really the mark of a good ruler, right? That can easily lead to being a despot or a tyrant. So that is all I have for you for the swords. This was the King of Swords or Knight of Swords for the Thoth-based system. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do hit that like and subscribe button. I really appreciate your spending time with me, and let me know what your favorite cards are, or if you have a favorite that is not among the 50 or so that I've shown here. I would love to hear. I would love to see pictures. So leave me a comment down below. I would greatly appreciate it. And how has this, I would also love to know how the King of Swords has figured into your life, into your readings. And in what circumstances. This is one card that I don't really get very often. I think maybe once or so, once or twice in my entire reading career, which has been, I don't know, about 10 months so far. So not very often. So I would love to hear how this has shown up for you. Anyway, until next time. So we'll come back next time. I'm not sure which suit I'll do next, but I'm going to take a little break. I've batch filmed these, and then I'm going to be releasing them one at a time over the next little while, a few weeks. I would love to know actually from you guys whether, so far I've been releasing them at the rate of twice a week. And I would love to know whether that's too frequent and whether I should just drop that back down to once a week. Let me know what you think. And until next time, bye for now.